sense, it's like fueling a scuba diving tank. And so it's gaseous, so you see the fitting is very different than what you're used to seeing. When you're fueling, there's two ways of communication depending upon the station. This vehicle has radio frequency ID, or a hardwire cable which goes to the station, and what you do is the station and the vehicle begin to talk, and it's really monitoring what is my tank's temperature and what is my tank's pressure. The tailpipe emissions are drips of clean water, and what it does is it uses hydrogen to produce electricity that powers an electric drive motor. Our best projection in terms of the general public is probably still 15 plus years out. I think you'll start seeing them earlier on in fleet environments, you know, with whether it's state and local government, you know, that type of thing. These vehicles are still prohibitively expensive, and the components need to, you know, continue to evolve, kind of like computers, you know, how the prices, you know, keep coming down, and then we have to get, you know, production volumes up where the economies of scale allow them to compete, you know, fairly close with a conventional automobile. Otherwise, you know, if they were $100,000 or something, you know, very few people would be buying them.
Right. Range would be what, 200?
200 miles, 200 miles, and that's off of 4 kilograms of hydrogen gas at 5,000 psi. In the future, you're going to see an emergence of a number of different technologies. I think you're going to see some different types of fuel additives. You're going to see battery electric vehicles continue to evolve, and plug-in hybrid electric vehicles will be a great interim step. But each one of them has their limitations as well. I think, you know, like plug-in hybrids, for example, are very exciting technology. They'll beat fuel cell vehicles to the market in terms of, you know, costs and economies of scale, but it also has its limitations. The hydrogen fuel cell vehicle is probably offers the greatest diversity in terms of, especially range, you know, long range driving, and so that's why, although it's perhaps in a sense a little further down the road, but we shouldn't abandon the technology because it probably is the most, you know, viable one, and it'll take us into the future. And there's a lot of reports, Department of Energy, Oak Ridge Laboratories, and so on and so forth, that believe long-term hydrogen fuel cell vehicles is the technology of choice.